They'll never say it, not in broad daylight, not over whispered conversations with close friends, not even in moments of honesty after a glass of wine. But deep inside, nearly every woman, there's a secret, a craving, a wild, ancient pull, a hunger that doesn't bloom under candlelight, that has nothing to do with soft gestures or sweet words. No, this desire is primal. It's about being claimed, not with force, not with cruelty, but with quiet, unshakable certainty. It's the kind of moment where she stops thinking and starts feeling. Her body says yes long before her mind can catch up. It's the scene she replays in silence, the one she buries beneath strength, ambition, and all the armor she's built. She'll never admit it, not even to herself, because the world has taught her to stay in control, to always lead, to never surrender, to never need. But buried beneath that strong exterior, there's a longing for something more, for something that feels right. For a moment, when she doesn't have to be in charge, she doesn't want to be the one making all the decisions. She's tired of leading, tired of steering the conversation, tired of always being the strong one. She's tired of playing the role of the protector. She's been told to perform for so long, to be the one who stays composed and cool under pressure. But deep inside, she yearns to feel held, to be led, to be claimed. Not by someone who asks for permission, not by someone who hesitates, who doubts himself. No, she's been in charge too long for that. What she needs is a man who doesn't wait for signals, who doesn't overthink, who doesn't second-guess his every move. She wants someone whose presence is so powerful, it speaks louder than words, louder than gestures, louder than anything she's ever heard. You see, this fantasy, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the man who chases validation. It's for the rare man who is certain of himself, the one who can lead, not because she's weak, but because she's been strong for so long. When a woman is in her power, when she's been carrying the weight of the world, what she craves most is someone who can take that burden from her without asking for permission. It's a deep psychological truth, and yet she'll never say it out loud. She's been taught to mask it, to bury it beneath layers of achievements and pride. She wants to soften, but only with a man who makes it safe to, only with someone whose presence is so grounded it allows her to feel. And not just feel anything, feel something real. Feel the truth of the moment. Feel the certainty of his touch, the direction of his energy. Because when she surrenders to that energy, it's not out of fear, it's not out of weakness, it's out of trust, out of the deep knowledge that she can let go, and he will catch her. This is the silent truth she's been taught to ignore, the one she buries beneath layers of control and strength. She wants to stop performing. She wants to stop thinking. She wants to stop being the one in charge, but only if you give her a reason to trust you, only if your energy matches hers, only if you've cultivated the kind of masculine presence that invites her to soften. This is not about dominance. It's about polarity. It's about balance. Masculine energy is about direction, about certainty, about presence. And feminine energy is about flow, about feeling, about surrender. The magic happens when these two forces meet, when the masculine energy leads the way and the feminine energy follows. Not because one is better than the other, but because together they create harmony. She doesn't want to lead you. She doesn't want to teach you how to hold her heart. She doesn't want to have to show you the way. She wants you to know it instinctively. She wants you to see her, to feel her, to hold her, and most importantly, she wants you to do it without asking for permission. That's where the magic lies. In the man who leads by being. In the man whose presence is so steady, so grounded, so certain, that she has no choice but to follow. But don't mistake this for a call to be controlling. This isn't about subjugation. It's about trust. It's about a woman choosing to let go, but only if she feels safe in doing so. To awaken this part of her, you don't need to be taller. You don't need to be richer. You don't need a perfect pickup line. You don't need to chase her. You don't need to overanalyze every move. What you need is polarity. You need to embody the stillness she craves, the grounded certainty that says, "I've got you." That knowing that she doesn't have to make the decisions anymore, because you will. When you learn to become this man, the one who doesn't wait for permission, the one who simply is, you'll see her respond in ways you never expected. Her body will lean in, her breath will catch, her defenses will melt away, not because of force, not because of manipulation, but because you gave her something she's been craving. You gave her freedom to be soft. You gave her a chance to surrender. In that moment, she'll feel what no words could ever say. She'll know deep down that she's safe, that she can stop being the strong one and just be her. And you won't need to ask for anything. Her desire for you will be clear, not because of your words, not because of your actions, but because your presence speaks louder than anything you could ever say. And in that silence, you'll have everything you need. Let me share a moment with you. A quiet man once entered a room. He didn't speak loudly. He didn't flash a smile. But still, women noticed. Not because of what he did, but because of what he didn't do. You see, this man carried something rare. A stillness that spoke louder than words. A presence that didn't need to chase or prove. He wasn't trying to be anything. He simply was. And in his presence, something shifted in the air. It wasn't because he was the loudest or the funniest. It wasn't because he tried to impress. No, it was because he knew himself. And because he knew himself, he didn't need to chase anyone. That night, he sat across from a woman, a friend of a friend, someone who was used to being the center of attention, used to men trying to lean in, pushing compliments like currency. But this man, he didn't try to perform. He didn't scramble to say the right things. He didn't rush into the conversation with charm. Instead, he did something rare. He listened. He watched. And when she spoke, he didn't rush to reply. He paused. Not to be aloof, but to let her words settle, to truly take them in. In that silence, he didn't rush to impress. He let her words breathe. He let her thoughts settle into the space between them. And then, when the moment opened, he leaned in and said something simple. One line. "You talk like you want to be interrupted." She froze. Not from offense, but from being seen. In that second, the part of her she always hid, the part that no one else ever really understood, it was fully exposed. And he welcomed it. He didn't shy away. He didn't flinch. He simply claimed it. She leaned in closer. Her voice softened. Her body followed instinct. Her knees brushed his without thought, without hesitation. That night, she didn't want sweet nothings. She didn't crave permission. She didn't long for charm or smooth words. What she wanted was something real, something raw, something uncontrollable. And she found it in him. This is the fantasy most women never admit, to be unraveled by a man who doesn't need to ask for the moment, but who simply becomes it. If you want to access that deep part of her, the part she hides from the world, you need to start with one thing: the quiet. Start with your presence. Start with your eyes. Don't chase her gaze. Don't scan her face like a map. Don't perform for her. Just hold your gaze. Let it linger, not demanding, not asking, but simply existing. Let it speak to her in ways words never could. Let her feel that you already know her, the real her, the part she's hidden even from herself. That kind of eye contact isn't a question, it's a claim without words. And when you speak, slow your voice. Speak like the room just shrank, like every word you say carries weight, like silence itself is part of your sentence. Don't rush to fill the air with noise. Let her fill it. Her imagination will do the rest. Imagination is where her deepest desire lies. Now touch, but not to take. To awaken. A light brush on her arm, then nothing. A pause between closeness and retreat. Let the tension breathe. Desire doesn't live in what's constant. It thrives in what vanishes, just when she begins to want more. And that's where your presence matters most. Don't fidget, don't perform, just be. Be still. Be grounded like something unshakable. Let her feel the weight of your calmness. Most men move too fast, they chase too hard, they perform too much, and in doing so, they miss the point. You don't have to impress her, you don't have to do anything other than be. Most men scramble to make their mark, trying to show their cleverness, trying to be the loudest in the room. But you don't need any of that. Instead, when she pushes you, when she tests you with her smile, with her flirts, with her little games, you don't try to fight it. You speak the truth. Say something that cuts through her defenses, something that makes her stop for a moment. Something like, "You always seem in control. I wonder who you are when you let go." That's not a line. That's a key. And when you say it, you're speaking to the part of her that's been waiting to be seen. In that moment, you're no longer just another man trying to get her attention. You've spoken to her soul. This is where everything shifts. Once you awaken that part of her, she won't chase you out of need. She'll chase you for something deeper, something far more rare. It's a feeling she can't recreate. It's the moment when her body whispered yes before her mind had a chance to argue. Most women will live their entire lives without ever feeling that deep, perfect surrender. That kind of freedom. Freedom that comes with being held without needing to control. When you're the man who gives her that, you become unforgettable. Not because you impressed her, not because you checked every box, but because you gave her something no one else ever could. Freedom inside surrender. She won't analyze it. She won't try to explain it. She'll just feel drawn to you, haunted by you, hooked by you. And here's the real secret. You don't need to change who you are. You don't need to be anyone else. You don't need to be taller or richer or smoother. All you need to do is sink deeper into who you already are. Less noise, more depth, less performing, more knowing, less trying to be the man, more being the man. This is how you become the one she dreams about, without ever having to ask to be in the dream. Because buried deep beneath her strength, beneath her independence, beneath every "I've got this" she wears like armor, there is a hidden place, a place she never shares. But when you unlock it, she won't perform for you. She won't resist. She'll melt into you, like she's finally come home, and she won't even know why. Now you know. You didn't just hear about her secret fantasy. You stepped inside it. You walked through the quiet halls of a hidden place, a place most men will never even know exists. And if you were truly paying attention, you didn't just listen. You felt it. This was never about being louder. It was never about being perfect. It's not about being better looking or more charming. It's about presence. It's about stillness. It's about control without commands, power without performance. Most men will chase her with words. But you'll be the one she follows silently, because you touch something deeper than her skin ever let on, something she hides even from herself. And now that you've seen that side of her, you can never unsee it. So here's your choice. You can forget it, or you can become it. Less noise, more depth, less proving, more knowing. Be the man who doesn't try to impress, but leaves an impression anyway. And if this opens something inside you, even just a little, hit that like button. Subscribe to the Stoic spirit. And tell me in the comments which part of this video hits you the deepest. I read every word. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you not just in the next video, but at the next level of who you're meant to be.